Hey everyone, welcome to our Synaxis Orthodox Discussion Group. I'm Father Stephen, and each Wednesday at 5:30, we will be meeting at St. Nicholas to discuss spiritual topics and celebrated works of literature written by saints and other Orthodox authors. This fall, we will be reading the classic memoir, The Mountain of Silence by Kyriacos Markides. As we introduced in our opening session last week, this book details Kyriakos' journey from a self-identified agnostic man of reason to a faithful Orthodox pilgrim. The catalyst for his personal enlightenment was his discovery of Christian mysticism during his first trip to Mount Athos in 1991. What would follow would be years of dialogue and soul-searching with Elder Father Maximus and other saintly monastics, the astonishing results of which are all captured in these pages. This week, we will be discussing the second chapter entitled Elders and Saints. In it, we read a remarkable story of how St. Paisios cures a woman of cancer, a historical examination of Mount Athos' political autonomy, even during Turcocratia and World War II, and Father Maximus' surprising expulsion from the Holy Mountain. As a priest, I personally responded strongly with how Father Maximus not only fasted before the celebration of the Divine Liturgy, but also before every confession he heard. He is quoted on page 21 as saying that by fasting is how the Holy Spirit gets energized within him so that he is able to offer the right spiritual counseling. He goes on to say that the same principle applies to lay people living in the world. If you wish to undertake any task to help others, he says, and be effective, spend some time in prayer and fasting, and the Holy Spirit will pave your way. As you read today, have these questions in mind to discuss as a group or a family. Number one, asking Hitler to put the Holy Mountain under his protection seems like a radical concept to us. How did reading that make you feel? What bearing do modern politics really have on our salvation? Number two, in this chapter, the author speaks of a man named Thomas who considers monasticism to be without value in the modern world, and angrily accuses monks of trying to steal young people from their families to fill their dying monasteries. He said that Jesus lived in the world and that monks should be the same way so that they can actually help people like he did. Do you agree with this perspective? What value does monasticism have in our world today? And number three, the idea of theosis is mentioned early on in this chapter as a saintly union with God, where the separation between our will and the will of God is minimized through our ascetic struggles. How can we hope to work towards theosis while still retaining our individual identities? Join us for Synaxis this Wednesday at 5:30 to dive into topics like this and more as we follow along the path up the Mountain of Silence. God bless you, and see you next time.